want to welcome you back to Black Side tonight. We're going to talk about something that's really sad. Keyshia Cole moms, Frankie Lyons, at the age of 61, passed away from a drug overdose on her birthday. This is extremely sad for the simple fact is that we see so many people in our community die of drugs, or people in our community who spend a lifetime trying to kick that habit. This is why I am so against any kind of drugs or alcohol in our community. Because all you have to do is slip one time, taking a quick blow of crack, taking a shot of heroin, taking a blow of meth, and so many other drugs that plague our community. And Frankie Lyons was one of those women. Keyshia Cole was raised by other members of her family. And only about 10 or 15 years ago, she found out who her real father was. And it was boxing trainer Virgil Hunter, who is a world-class trainer. He trained Andre Ward, who was one of the greatest fighters of all time. And she was extremely happy to know that was her father, because he was such a proud man. But she reconnected with her family, and that takes a lot for a young lady to do. This is the woman who probably didn't discard her, but says, I can't raise her to be the woman she should be because of my drug habit. That takes a lot too, to push your kids away. Some may say it's selfish, but sometimes you have to do it when you know that you are not in the best condition yourself. Frankie then connected with her daughter. They became famous, the reality show that we seen. And she spent so much time trying to fight this addiction, in and out of rehab. But she lost in the end on her birthday. And we hope that she's in a better place right now. She doesn't have the cravings, she doesn't have to feel the pain. And maybe she has resolved this with God before leaving. Hopefully. But this should be a lesson to all young people, because you don't have to be a drug addict to learn a lesson. You can watch other people. That's one of the biggest lies ever told to people. You learn lessons by watching others go through their failures. And especially with drugs, especially when you have states legalizing cannabis and saying it's okay to smoke weed. We already have alcohol that's legal. But many people, like I am, believe that cannabis is a gateway drug. Once the highness goes away, you may want to try another drug. And these drugs are not good for you. You got party drugs like Molly, which is not good. And this heroin, cocaine, is laced with fentanyl. And this fentanyl is taking out a lot of people across this country. Overdoses went up sky high over the pandemic, because a lot of people were locked in the hospitals. And the only refuge that people could get was through drugs. Fentanyl is the most dangerous drug that comes out of China. That's where it's made. It's cut up, put into heroin, put into cocaine to get more out of the kilo. And mixed together, it can kill you if you get a bad batch. And it's painful to know that a day that her daughters, her grandchildren wanted to celebrate with her birthday, that she had to pass away at 61. But many of you can learn from her mother, Keyshia Cole's mother, that we don't need drugs in our community. We don't need weed and wine to make us feel good. We can be happy out of our daily results in life. That's one of our biggest problems. I see young brothers smoking weed all the time, drinking all the time, getting these bad habits. And this is why Malcolm, Elijah Muhammad, Farrakhan, and many others tell us to leave the weed and wine alone. I'm not a member of the Nation of Islam, but I leave it alone because in our condition in America, we need to be clear thinking people. We don't need drugs to inhibit and make us happy because we may be sad on the inside. Now, we don't know what Frankie was going through for her entire life, but we do know the challenges she went through, and she couldn't defeat them. And many of the people in our community can't defeat that challenge of drugs. Since Keyshia Cole is extremely popular, I know she's going to spread the word throughout the community. This is what drugs can do to you. They can damage your family, your life, your loved ones, and those you care about the most. That's why we talk about not taking drugs. Please leave those drugs alone. And if you got these rappers out here who promoting this nonsense, they need to be canceled. We had rappers promoting Molly. We got rappers promoting weed. We know these drugs have been around for a long time, but these people are very influential over our children, especially when there's sometimes no father in the house, no mother in the house, and they go to these drugs to seek happiness of so-called having fun. When I was coming up, we didn't even have to have drugs to have fun. The party was the party. We had a good time talking to young ladies, and we danced, and wasn't no drugs around. But today, they're everywhere, and they're even promoted by the state because they want revenue. Don't get fooled. They know where the drugs is going, who's going to take them, and how many people are going to be destroyed by taking these drugs. So I know Keyshia probably has a foundation. She might open up a foundation with her mother to help people and teach young people not to take drugs. I want to thank you for listening to Black Site. I hope you subscribe to this channel, smash that like button, but also share this video.